To understand today's topic, we should be knowing the following things. First of all, we should be knowing that absolute potential of any charge at any given point today can be found out by taking negative integration of electric field over displacement. We'll see what is consider plane surface with positive charge uniformly distributed on it. Now we know that field lines come out from positive charge, so in this case the field lines are coming out like this, parallel to each other and perpendicular to the surface. So now I want to find out potential due to this plane surface charge distribution, say at this point. How do we find potential? Or maybe at some other point, or maybe here, or maybe here. Now the characteristic of all these points for now are that all the 4 points, all the 4 considered points are at same distance from the surface. I have considered 4 points at same distance. How do I find out potential? So I'll have to come with my unit positive charge from infinity to the point, and then I'll have to see how much is the work done. So suppose I have found out work done for first point, second, third and fourth, but as all the 4 points are at same distance from the surface, and hence my work done has to be same. So I can say that these 4 points are having same potential, isn't it? Because electric field is same and I am coming from infinity with same unit positive charge. So these 4 points are having same potential, equal potential, and I can have so many other points at this distance. And then I can always imagine a surface passing through these points, and I can say that at all the points on this surface, potential remains same. And what is the characteristic? Anywhere you see electric field will be perpendicular to the surface. Okay, and if you go from one point to another point, wherever you choose any 2 points, and you will see that in 3 dimension displacement and electric field will always be perpendicular, and hence your work done to move any charge from one point on the surface to another point will be 0, because E and D are perpendicular. If we consider another set of points, say at some other distance, so for these points also I have assumed that distance from the surface is same, and then if I find out potential of these 4 points, I realize that these 4 points are also having same potential. Why? Because they are at same distance from the surface, and hence I can imagine one more surface here, and everywhere on this surface potential would be same. So I can say that the second one is also equipotential surface. What do you mean by equipotential surface? Surface passing through points having same potential. So I have 2 surfaces here. Let the potential of first surface be V1 and second one be V2. So I am not saying that V1 is equal to V2. What is V1? A surface, imaginary surface passing through points having same potential V1, and V2 is surface passing through points having potential V2. So wherever you move on this second surface, you will see that potential is V2. Wherever you move on first surface, you will see potential is V1. So these are called equipotential surface. So what is equipotential surface? Surface passing through points having same potential. And whenever you see direction of electric field for equipotential surface, you will find it is always perpendicular to the surface, and hence wherever you go from one point to another point, you will see that E and D are perpendicular, and hence work done, which is QED, will always be 0. Work done to move any charge on equipotential surface will always be 0. Now here we are considering charge distribution on plane surface. What if we consider some other shape or some other charge distribution? Let us consider a point charge and say I want to find out potential at some distance r. So I'll come from infinity with unit positive charge. I'll look at the work done. Now I consider another point at same distance r. Again I'll realize that work done is kq by r, because potential of point charge at r distance is kq by r. And I can have so many points at r distance, and every time I will see that potential is kq by r. So if I imagine surface passing through these 4 points, I can say that this spherical surface is equipotential surface. In 3 dimension you will get spherical surface, and that is surface with potential kq by r. If we assume that the distance is r, then potential of this surface is kq by r. And then you can have another surface, say at distance r prime. For these points, if you find out potential, you will realize that it is kq by r prime, and then you can have another spherical surface. So for plane charge distribution, the equipotential surface is plane, but if you consider point charge, the shape of equipotential surfaces. So you may say that if potential of this surface is v1, if you change the distance from charge, you will get another equipotential surface, say with potential v2, and again if you go further, you will have another surface with say potential v3. So what is the significance of v1? If you go from here to here on this surface, work done is 0. Why? Because potential here and potential here, say at point x and y, is same. So you don't have to spend any energy to go from x to y point. But if you go from x to z point, then you are going from potential v1 to potential v2, and then you will have to spend energy. Work done is 0 when you move on the same equipotential surface, but from one surface to another surface, if we go, we need to spend energy, which is equal to q delta v. Okay, this is the work done, and work done is potential energy, difference of potential energy. What if charge is distributed on line? Here I have line charge distribution. Charge is distributed uniformly on this line, or you may say cylinder. Which kind of equipotential surface I'll get? So here, if I go at r distance from line charge up or down or anywhere, I know that electric field is same, lambda by 2 pi r epsilon 0, and hence here if you join all these points, if you imagine all these points, you can always get a surface having same potential everywhere. What would be shape of that surface? It will be cylindrical. So this is the cylindrical surface which is having same potential everywhere. You may call it V1. Similarly, you can have one more equipotential surface at distance R2 with potential V2 and so on. So for line charge distribution, the shape of equipotential surface is cylindrical. Now, what if I get another charge close to my point charge? We saw that for point charge, the shape of equipotential surfaces is spherical. So here I have 3 surfaces at distance R1, R2 and R3 respectively. Each one will have its own potential. But would it remain same if I bring another charge close to it? So suppose potential of this charge, say at this point at R3 distance, is say 2 volt. Now we know that if I have another charge, obviously potential at this point will not be 2 volt, because 2 volt is the potential due to this point charge for now. The moment I bring another charge, this number will change, and if the number changes, shape of equipotential surface will also change. So what happens when you have two like charges placed close to each other, or two opposite charges brought closer? What will happen to the shape of equipotential surface? Let us see. So let us first consider equipotential surface, but in two dimensions. So I can say that uh, suppose if the distance is r1, here I have r1, r1 and r1. So first equipotential surface should be like this, second one, third, fourth. So in two dimension we can see this shape of equipotential surface, circular we may say. And now I want to understand that what will happen if I bring another charge close to my this point charge. So I have this situation where for point charge I have concentric rings, actually sphere, but we are describing in two dimensions, so rings. And now I have another charge brought closer. Okay, say this is positive charge, and this one is also positive charge. So what will happen now? Suppose initially potential here is say 5 volt, potential here is say 4 volt, potential here is 3 volt, and say potential of the charge is 2 volt here. When the second charge was not brought closer, but with the second charge now I have two charges producing influence everywhere. So this point, which was earlier having influence of only first charge, and so it was having potential 2 volt, but now the second charge is also influencing this point, and hence potential here will not be 2 volt. Say now potential here is 3 volt, because how much is the potential? Now we will add kq1 by r1 and kq2 by r2, so potential will increase. Then 2 volt surface must be somewhere here, right? So overall this shape, this 3 volt surface will reach here, isn't it? And this 2 volt surface will go like this. Now not only that, earlier we were getting 5 volt here, but now instead instead of being able to produce 5 volt here, this charge will be able to produce 5 volt somewhere here. Similarly 4 volt may be somewhere closer than 3 volt. So my 3 volt surface should look like this. And so overall shape will be like this. On left side of the charge, surface will come closer. On the right side of the charge, surface will go away from point charge. Why? Because on the right side two charges are influencing, so our considered point charge will be able to produce potential even at larger distance. So what will be the nature of equipotential surface? It should be like this. On the right side it can produce 5 volt at larger distance, because here it has one more charge to help it. And on left side we'll see influence of the second charge and influence of first charge will make it possible to produce 5 volt positive charges or negative charges closer. And on the other end, if you have two opposite charges, when you have two like charges, what will be the shape of the? This will be the shape of equipotential surface, because in case of opposite charges, the surfaces at any point the potentials will be negated. If one is giving kq by r, other one will give minus kq by r. So at the end we may conclude that the equipotential surface is an imaginary surface passing through points having same potential. And for any equipotential surface, electric field will always be perpendicular to the surface, and hence if we move charge, if we give displacement d to any charge in electric field, E and D are perpendicular, so work done has to be 0. But if you go from one equipotential surface to another, we will have to spend energy which is equal to Q delta V, and then work done is not 0. So that was the topic. Thank you.